Hello everyone, this is Makeup and Young here. So I know we left off probably about a month or two ago when I decided to go full-fledged into the Black Lives Matter protests, and I am still 100% doing that. I just wanted to say that since schools are not reopening, I will be diving back into doing some YouTube videos, especially because I have a lot of families and students that watch me and need my support during this time with childcare and also figuring out how to manage at home. Saying that, I will still be doing a lot of activism on my main page, which is Lex N Young on Instagram, and also my Facebook page, which is just Lydia Young. If you want to go support that, please do. And I will be putting a lot more activism on my YouTube page. And that activism is going to come in a different way. It's not going to be full-fledged activism. It's going to be educating. So I'm taking a lot of child development classes that focus and center on diversity, social change, fostering creativity and growth within children. And I, as someone who wants to educate children and parents, feel like I need to also educate people who may be watching me. So I am going to go ahead and be educating people on things like economic inequality, food resources, food sourcing, and by doing this, I'm also going to be giving families who might be in an economically different situation resources so that they can provide for themselves and their family, and anyone who is in a better off state. I'm giving you guys the education to learn why this is happening. And I just think it's really important to be doing that. I'm also going to be focusing a lot of my meals on food that comes from better places. I have a little activism folder down below in the description box. Within that folder on Google Drive, there is a little folder called, or a document called Food for Thought. Now, Food for Thought is a list that I am trying to compile of places where you can buy food or brands that you can buy from that are better. They're better morally, they're better ethically. You know, they're either trying to uplift their community or trying to uplift the planet. Some are even taking a big step and doing both, especially the co-ops that I'm putting in that page. They are doing so much for their communities. So I'm trying to give you guys resources of where you guys can shop. But all of the videos I'm going to be posting that have to do with recipes and food and making stuff, I want to make sure that I am getting all of my groceries from places that I feel are ethical. And I mean, it's corporate America. Not everything is going to be 100% awesome. I mean, even places like Sprouts, that's still a corporation. They just happen to be having better moral standards than other corporations. I would love to shop from 100% like locally grown food sources, but that's honestly, in the place where I live and places all around America, that's basically impossible. So I'm trying to give you guys the best options that I also think are kind of more affordable, which is why I'm going to be listing the prices and ethicality range on every single one of the products I post in that list. Another thing I'm going to be doing is only doing makeup reviews of brands that I 100% support. Brands recently have come out with the Pull Up and Shut Up challenge as just not being great supporters of our community, and I'm not for it. So I will start doing more makeup reviews and offering more makeup selections that I like, but they're going to come from a place where they're not just given to me. It's going to have to be something that I think the brand earns. I see the brand, you know, being diverse. I see the brand being available to its community. I don't see a brand like Jeffree Star Cosmetics, I'm just going to say it, or Morphe as being available to its community, especially if they only have retail workers who are of minority communities and they don't have any executive workers that are minority communities. So that's another thing I'm going to be doing, just so you guys know, to try and do more of a helpful impact on my channel, because I mean, from the very beginning, I've advocated for diversity, I've advocated for social change, I've advocated for a healthier living mentally, physically, economically, financially, socially, but I don't think I can do that if I'm not very straight to the point about my ideas. You can say that they're very liberal ideas, you can say that they're very democratic ideas. Um, Given our current system, I honestly don't fully feel like I'm liberal or democratic or anything. I'm just for social change. I'm for humanity. I'm for people having better lives. So I hope you guys understand that I'm probably not going to be reviewing a lot of the big makeup brands that you guys really love. I'm going to be ordering a lot of smaller brands. I'm also going to be promoting a lot of small shops, whether they're like retail shops, like I got this shirt from a small brand, or if they're like actual makeup shops, or if they're like small food companies. I'm going to be promoting a lot of those. I'm really excited for. I also have two sections in my activist folder of places you can shop for clothes that are small business. They're like Black and brown owned, or they're just like super sweet and awesome. I know a lot of the retailers. I also have a list on there, exact same thing, it's just makeup. So a lot of small makeup brands that are just so much better than buying from these big public capitalistic corporations. And that's something you guys are going to hear me talk about a lot too, is the issues within capitalism, the issues with our large corporations, and why I just can't buy from them anymore. And a lot of resources on how you don't have to either, and resources for how you can maintain, you know, awesome makeup and awesome food and awesome fashion without having to directly purchase from large corporations. So I am kind of splitting my channel up and making sure that I focus on sustainable food and a sustainable family and makeup, but it has to be sustainable. And I find sustainable being something that doesn't include capitalism or corporations which promote oppression. So I hope you guys understand that. I'm really excited to get back onto my YouTube channel, because I really did stop doing YouTube because I just felt like my time really needed to go towards my community and the community I work with as an educator and as a child care provider is a minority community. I've never really had a community that's 100% a Caucasian based. The closest I ever got was having like a 50-50 split, and I think that's awesome. I want to see more of that. I don't want to have a classroom that's primarily Caucasian. I want to have a classroom that's, you know, completely diverse, and I just can't continue to fund, continue to promote, and not educate people on how our consumption and what we do and what we see every day and promote every day is kind of falling into that cycle of how capitalism affects oppression, and how these children are like growing up and learning that their health and like their like lives are basically governed by this idea that they are less than, you know? So if you want to see more of me like really talking about that and really talking about politics and really talking about social change, please go to my activist folder, and it has a ton of resources for how you can incite change, like petitions. It also has a bunch of brands that you can buy from, as well as brands that are just not ethical and you shouldn't be buying from them. I also do have the Cooking with Kids, which is my little document cookbook all about how you can help provide your family with awesome food that they're actually going to love during quarantine. And then the very last thing is I still have my main page, which is Lex and Young, and it has all of my social activism on it. Like, please go, like, please go look at Lex and Young on Instagram. No capitals, no spaces. Lex, Lex, and the letter N, Young, Young, It has resources, it has petitions, it has places you can call, email, it has education leaks so that you can understand what's going on in our society. It has resources for COVID. It has health centers for COVID. It has resources for low-income communities. It has resources for queer organizations. Please go look at it because it's really something that I've been working on within these past few months and why I haven't been on YouTube. So I will be back to YouTube. I will be going back to doing videos. I will be going back to being on here, but it's going to be from an outlook of social change. So thank you guys so much. If you still want to support me, please go protest, incite change, or just sign a petition or two and say that you're not okay with our government like hurting people. Anything is better than nothing. And that's what I like to tell my students. So have a wonderful day. I can't wait for you guys to see my next video, which is going to come up pretty soon. And I'll see you guys later. Bye!